YouTube! I am Pinstar, and this is Captain of Industry. Pinstar Plays Episode 2. So, in our last episode, we got the budding core of our industry going here. Got our blast furnace blasting away, making some one of the three components we need for the all-important construction parts. And we can see on our trend it's going up. We've been making more than we're using. That's going to change pretty soon. No getting around with that, but it is a means to an end and also a very important refinement. So we just got the vehicles and mining tech. First things first, let's go after our next tech, which I think is going to be the trading. Excuse me. Which I think is going to be the trading dock. The trading dock is useful for some early game trades, but also unit storage. We currently don't have any means of doing bulk storage. All of our stuff is stored locally in here, and everything has a small internal storage, which is how things are getting moved around. But we have nowhere to really stockpile because we can't put new things in here. Shipyard is overloaded, so we can't put new products back into the shipyard here. Now, for vehicles and mining. So now this gives us a new couple of buildings here, the Vehicles Depot. This is what allows us to physically construct new buildings, which is quite nice. Yeah, we're going to put one down here. That's about right. The other thing that it gave us is a new recipe in the manual assembly, vehicle parts. So 4 iron, 2 mechanical parts, which we start with a bunch of, 2 electronics, which we're making ourselves, but we also have a bunch of as well. Allows us to construct vehicle parts. Yeah, that should be good. You want to give enough room above and below so that trucks can get by. Or just sandwich it against it and just give more room for trucks to pass through. But this, we are going to have one dedicated assembly to just cooking vehicle parts. We do start with 120 of them, so we can build a bunch of vehicles ourselves right up front, but we're going to want more, just like with the construction parts. The other thing that we have here is the mine control tower. This is how you instruct your trucks or more importantly, your excavators, which we haven't built yet, but we will be building shortly, where and how to mine. Now, there's a couple of materials that are important for us here. We can see here on the resource overlay. We've got a circle of groundwater here, but we don't have the tech to tap that yet. We've got coal here, very important. So rather than burning wood for coal, I'd rather just mine coal itself so that we can feed our factory without having to resort to the inefficient coal burner. So my number 1 priority here is get coal mining up and running fast. And we can see these lines are basically telling us where the material is relative to the ground. So see these little end caps here? These little things are indicating that there is crap on top of it that isn't coal that we have to dig through. But most of the things here are, just pure coal. So that's a good thing. But you will have to deal with some other materials as you're mining, but that's okay. We can make do. So we want a mining tower over here. You just need it somewhere in the proximity. The other thing that we want to do is we now have the ability to do something with our waste collection here. And that is going to be dump it into the ocean. Now, not just to have it float away. We actually want to make it a landfill because that actually extends our buildable area by making a landfill here. And there's already some, I don't know what the geographical term for these little wiggles of land. Is it an atoll? I don't know. But we can fill this in and now make this all extra buildable land for us. So we're going to build another mine control tower right here. I think that's everything that came with the new tech. Alright, let our trucks do their thing. Yeah, the mining towers don't take long at all. And we also have our vehicles depot. So yeah, we want a excavator now. And then, you know what? Let's build a couple more pickup trucks to feed it. So the excavator requires 40 of our vehicle parts, plus some iron and some diesel. We do start off with some diesel, which is good because everything runs on diesel, at least at the moment. Well, all of our vehicles do anyway. And then, yeah, now we just need the mechanical parts. I know we start with them, right? Yeah, 120 of them. At some point, we're going to want to build a thing to start cranking out mechanical parts. But first things first, we want to get our coal going. Our coal mining, that is. It takes a little bit of time for him to build our excavator, but once we do, it'll be showtime. And it looks like the weather's behaving for us here. We just got a whole bunch of potatoes, which are now getting delivered to the village. Alright, there's our excavator. And we just got the trading dock tech. Well, let's deal with the excavator first. So the way these things work is, first off, we assign an excavator. We also want to assign, I'd say, 2 trucks. In much the same way that we assign trucks to the woodcutter here. In fact, let's... yeah, it's actually fine. Now, the next thing is we gotta edit the area that the mining tower controls. So we wanted to control this area. And now we need to actually tell it to mine. Actually, hang on. Oops. I know there's a limit, but that's fine. We can always move it later. It doesn't cost anything to move it. But now we set up a mining designation. And so there's a couple things. You can like mine ramps into these things, but for now I just want to flatten this whole mountain down like a pancake because it's almost entirely made out of coal. And then once we flatten it, then we can go digging down deeper. But for now, we're just going to flatten it. So we're just going to set the designation here to, we want everything at level 2, which is what our sort of our ground level is. And the stuff that's grayed out is just stuff that is not needed. You know, it's like it's already that flat. So now, oh yeah, let's get a new research going. We'll do power and maintenance. But now that we're mining coal, I want to get rid of this. So I'm going to remove the boost. There's 4 coal here. The trucks won't take any coal out of it until it reaches 12. So we're going to let 40 more wood get delivered here. And then we're going to shut this whole place down. Because I do not want the wood taking up more of that. Oh yes, no available place to dump products. Right. So the other thing here, we don't need an excavator here, and thus we don't need to assign the trucks. But what it does let us do is we can customize what area things get dumped into. Yeah, let's do that. And then we designate a dumping zone. And just like before, we want to flatten it, but this time we're flattening it up by dumping stuff onto it, rather than flattening it down by mining it. There we go. And then what do we want dumped here? Well, we want waste. Yeah, we can have everything dumped here for now. And that is, now we're going to have some trucks clean out our waste collection here and start pouring that into the ocean. I'm sure it'll be fine. All right. Actually, we have more. We got more than we need here. So we're just going to turn truck importing off. Let them finish up. So now we have nowhere for our wood to go at the moment. So that's where the trading dock, because this actually requires 180 wood to build instead of construction material. So let's get a trading dock up and running here. Some part needs to be in. Oop, there we go. Bingo. So now we have somewhere for our wood to go. Also, speaking of somewhere for our X to go, we also unlocked this. So now we can build 1, 2, 3 for that, and then we can do like one up here. So this is going to correspond to the 3 things that that go into our assembly parts here. We do iron, and then we do wood, and then once these have some appreciable amount, then we can actually start expanding the number of assemblies that we've got. Oh yeah, and this one is going to hold construction parts, so that we can actually store, you know, more than just, you know, what can fit in each factory. So yeah, now this is see this is starting to actually tear up the land, and in this case it's filling it with coal. No valid destination yet. And also, storing coal requires a different type of storage because it's like loose. But our blast furnace will utilize it as needed. In fact, we could probably get into another blast furnace if we really wanted to. That might not be a bad thing now that we have proper coal production. So we're going to destroy that, and also this one little piece of pipe. We do still need the exhaust for the blast furnace. But that, now we don't have to worry about that coal producer gumming things up and using up all of our wood. Alright, let's get another small excavator going, because we're also going to want to start mining iron, which is over here. That's going to be useful. Once we run out of scrap iron, we need iron ore to actually properly start doing that. And yeah, this will allow us to get sort of like a separate little mini industry up here. So let's get a mine control tower. These things are relatively cheap. And we can do another blast furnace here. And actually, they do have some nice tools for it. If we copy... That lets us copy this whole little setup over here and just plunk it over. It actually might be better to put it nearer to here, to the coal. Yeah, it should be fine. The one thing it doesn't copy, unfortunately, at least not that I've found a way of, is it doesn't copy the lines here. Also, yeah, we can actually put this. There we go. Put that just directly on the knob now that it's not sharing it with a coal burner. Molten channels here to here. There to there. That should do it. And this one we want to use the recipe for iron ore. The other one we'll leave on processing scrap. That's fine. And then once this is built, we can assign that excavator that we have under construction to it. They're also still working on this. I do like how they actually like wear down the grass wherever the trucks are driving frequently. And you can see why you want to make sure there's enough space in between the buildings for the trucks to get around. All right, we got a trading dock online. So a couple of things that we can do here. We start, the map is randomly generated, like the other islands out there. We do start with contact with one friendly settlement who are willing to trade stuff with us at, well, not the greatest of efficiencies, but if you run out of stuff, you can get it. This is also a good source for people. We can spend 1.75 Unity to adopt 7 people, which we have room for and we have need for, so let's do that. Once we get some spare wood in our inventory, we can start trading some of that away. We got power and maintenance. We'll get into that shortly, but let's start working on the beacon. This is the other way to get more people, but you need electricity to light it. But we'll be getting into electricity very soon. I just want to get some wood built up here. Because what I ultimately want to do is double our number of assemblies, especially now that we're getting more iron production. We can double our assemblies here for construction parts, because yes, we're going to need that many of them, which is the other reason why I invited more people, because we need the workers. Oh, and there's our excavator. Excellent. So now here we're going to assign you and 2 trucks. We will edit the area to control. Yeah, it looks about right. And then we will tell you to mine until flat anyway. Around here, around here. There. We can adjust that as needed later. So that will start feeding this blast furnace here. And actually, let's prioritize this over the blast furnace, because I want to be making more of that. We can get the blast furnace itself going later, because yeah, that requires 60. And the more of these we have cooking, the faster we'll get them. Alright, wood storage is going up nicely now that we have a surplus and we're not burning it for coal. I could probably take off one of these trucks. Because by the time he's done cutting the tree, the truck's already back. We can also use this wood for trade. So we can trade for more concrete, which is actually really important because we don't have the means to do it and we want to stockpile as much as we can. We're down to 120 of it. Now, the more you trade, the worse the trade gets, but then the price comes back down. So we want to sort of keep the trade up at the lowest possible and then just keep coming back and trading again. We want to do the same thing for the scrap iron here. The other stuff we don't need as much, not aggressively, and we don't want to trade away our diesel because we don't have the means to produce that yet. We could trade coal for diesel, but we don't have a way to store coal properly yet. You have to research that. There we go, got that going, and then everyone will start getting populated with supplies. Iron plates are, you know, we're taking bites out of them, but that's why we got the second blast furnace cooking. Or, well, we'll be having it cooking. All right, we finished the last of the trees. I actually wanted to clear this area out because this is where our settlement's going to be growing. So we might as well use the trees in this area for lumber. I may need a second truck on there after all, because now that's further away from here. It's okay. Trucks are cheap. Alternatively, it might actually behoove me to just put another wood storage over here. Why, yeah, why don't I do that? Wood storage. Then we only need one dedicated truck assigned to this. Oh yeah, we should start setting up our power stuff because we're going to have our beacon soon. So the diesel generator is currently our only source of power. Not very polluting, but it does burn our diesel fuel, which is the same stuff that our vehicles run on. And right now we do not have the means to produce it yet, but that's coming soon. We still have 400 of it, so I'm not too worried about running out at the moment. Now we are going to want to put this near where our oil is. We have a nice thick patch of it right here. And while we can't extract any of the oil with the diesel generator, we nonetheless want to have it nearby. So let's put that right there. Now the other thing that came with the diesel generator here, well, let's get that and the beacon up first. We'll worry about maintenance afterwards, probably in our next episode. All right, good. We have our extra construction parts online here. You can see here, see this white stuff down here? This is, yeah, see, they're dumping dirt and junk and other stuff here. All right, we got the beacon. Now, the beacon is what attracts people to our island, so we can start replenishing our workers and filling our population a lot faster than the trickle from the trading dock. But we need to get our electricity set up before that gets set up, and I want to finish our blast furnace while we're at it too. So much to do, so much to build, but I think we're growing quite nicely. Yeah, now they're getting the blast furnace set up. There we go. Got all of our materials here, and now our trucks now actually have somewhere to bring this iron ore that they've been sitting on. And then now they just need a delivery of coal from our coal trucks over here. And now that will start it. And now we'll have another whole other thing of molten iron to go through here. Excellent. Oh, no research. We got to research. Concrete. Concrete. Because one of the byproducts of our stuff here, of the blast furnace with this, is slag. Slag is technically a waste byproduct, but it's also very useful. It's a useful component in concrete making. So we don't want to be dumping that for too long. So we actually want to get into the concrete production so that we can make use of that. So yeah, and I think the other thing that we'll want to do here, there's our beacon. So let's get this beacon planned. We can stick it right here. It doesn't have to be near the shoreline, but it feels right for it to be near the shoreline. It's fine for that, I think. Or here. If it's going to complain, we'll go back one. There we go. Electricity, mercifully, electricity is sort of global. Once the generator gets fed with some fuel, it'll start just producing global electricity, and then buildings that require electricity will draw it as they need it, which is quite handy. The other one is maintenance depot, but I'll get into maintenance in our next episode. I think we just filled up here. Yep. So it's full, but the nice thing is that it throttles itself until we need it. We have currently nothing that draws on electricity, so our generator isn't running, so it saves the fuel. The beacon will start drawing on that. Beacon also spends a full unity per month, but it's important to get people in here. As you can see, we use our construction materials quickly, but they recover quickly. That's why we have all 4 of these. And we'll probably be building even more in the future. Alright, folks. So, things are shaping up. We'll soon be getting more workforce. We're down to 2 workers. Yeah, this is right around the time when we start running out of people. But soon the beacon will be drawing more. So if you guys like this episode and you want to see more like it, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and leave me a comment, good, bad, or indifferent. Your feedback's always welcome. So until next time, this has been Pinstar signing out. See ya!